If you're down on your luck and need some caps, I buy just about any. Antique rangefinder. Maybe an antique horoscope. I'll tell you something. Good luck finding that thing. But if you do find it, don't waste your time trying to sell it to me. Of course. Give me a shout if you need it. Here to do business? My grandfather opened up this shop. Took over from him when the fiends killed him.
Hey there.
If Caesar's dead, why ain't the... NCR taking care of regular folks yet?
You hear there was some kind of shootout at one of them casinos on the strip? Some people got killed or something.
was some kind of shootout at one of them casinos on the strip? Some people got killed or something?
Also, I hear the honcho of one of them strip families up and disappeared. Poof. Yeah, they'll find his body someday.
Anything new happening?
I heard all over. Mark my words. Won't be long before the Legion and NCR are heads of the damn.
I need my fix. I hear reports of recent
You hear there was some kind of shootout at one of them casinos on the Strip? Some people got killed or something.
What are you doing?
If there's war in the end, it won't affect our city.
Watch out where you exit. Sewers can lead you to fiend territory.
I think he does. I think he does. Is this who I think it is, by the way? I'm very forgetful with usernames. Ah, I believe this is who I think it is. Are you currently enrolled in college? Wait. Okay. Okay. Good to hear from you again. How are you doing? I thought it was, by the way. It's just, I'm really bad with remembering people's usernames. So, if I forget, don't take it personal. But I did think it was you before. Like, as soon as I saw the name, I thought it was you. So I was right. Okay. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. You're right. I'm so sorry about that. It's been a hectic few months, you know. I've been forgetting most things. Grilled mantis. Yuck. I'll take it anyways. That's okay. I didn't think you would, but still apologize for it anyways, you know? Yeah, it was nice. Little nice. You know, him and his future wife, you know. They both graduated at the same time, so. Yeah. Let's see, there's a gun. And thank you, though. A little bittersweet, but it was nice. I did find a gun, yes. Or are you saying I missed one? Because I don't take kindly to people telling me I missed stuff. I may have to ban you. Okay, search there. Searched in those. Okay. I think I'm done here. Why are you saying gun? Yeah. Let's go over here and look in here. Ooh, fixer. That's always nice. Am I addicted to anything? Nope. I am irradiated, but that's slightly different. So let's do this real quick. Ah, you're okay. Just making sure. I thought that was it, but I wasn't sure. It was that revolver that was on the body, right? Give me some right away. Where's the right away? Oh. Okay, I thought so. It's good to be right. Fucking tired. Yeah. What? What in the hell? Apparently, this was a quest. I don't even know if I had that quest yet. Captain Parker. I'll have to look that up. I'm pretty sure I hadn't even started this quest yet. Good old Fallout. I found a quest item. Now go talk to the guy who gives you the quest. Ah. Oh. Oh. What's up with all the fucking junkies? I gotta blow someone's brains out? Ooh. I said blow the brains out and freaking they thought they were gonna. Ooh, fixer.
It seems that the territories are about to blow. Hey there. Fancy. Oh, I get you. Okay, I'll tell you what. Well, then. You know how they say you make your own luck? Well, let's just say I make mine. Hey, it's not like I use them all the time. Mostly I keep them in my shack until I see her. Name's Keith. You feel it?
So he's a cheat. So, here's my suggestion for that. Find a spell that lets you conjure something. Right? Find a spell that lets you conjure something. Say an item that it's kind of like a gun, right? Not an actual gun, but something that somewhat functions like one, you know, where like where it fires something off, right? And then from there,
I've heard through the locals the
from there, you then have it, I don't know, like maybe you conjure a tube that has an explosion on the end, and then you load it with a piece of chunk of metal. You know what I mean? That's how you get around that kind of stuff. That's how you trick them into letting you do that kind of stuff. I don't know why, but I get a lot. I don't even play D&D, but I got a lot of D&D content, and it's basically people. Half of it is people trying to do stuff like you're doing, and succeeding by wording it very specifically.
If he has passed on, I truly hope his soul finds peace. Poor lost souls, most of them. But the journey is often long, and the price to enter the city is steep. Those who could not pay ended up... Some find honest labor, but more fritter away what little they've saved on crooked gambling and cheap liquor. Still, I give what aid and comfort I can. I have met... I only...
Now, granted, by the way, don't take exactly my word on how to do it. Google, like, you know, look it up. Like, look up what's the closest thing to a gun in D&D. And then look up what spells can hold or transport items, or what spell, you know what I mean? And that's how you kind of, normally if you got a little loose dungeon master, they may let you do that. You know what I mean?
Word around the east side is...
Like, have you, by the way, have you heard of the nuclear, God, what is it? Have you heard of, like, the boulder attack thing that's, like, super powerful? Do you know what I'm talking about?
That you took out some...
Oh, it definitely is, it definitely seems like fun. One day, you know? Oh, is that a response to the boulder thing? So, the boulder thing I'm thinking of is basically you take a bunch of NPCs, and you take hundreds of them, and they all, like, form, like, a mile-long, thing, and they all grab an action, do an action of move the boulder, right? And because of the way physics and momentum and when I say physics and momentum, I don't mean like real physics and momentum. I mean like physics and momentum in D&D work because of non-player characters and actions and various things of that. You can essentially make like a super powerful not explosion, but giant cannon that does like insane damage. Hold on, let me look it up and double check because how it works, because it was crazy. Oh, well, firstly, you may not be allowed to do it because one, it takes a lot of setup. Two, to do it, you have to have tons and tons of NPCs, so you have to convince the NPCs of whatever towns you're going into to come with y'all. 3, it's OP as shit. And it would break the game. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. So, like, look it up. If you got a really loose dungeon master, they may let y'all do that, but some are also going to be like, no, like no, because it's OP as shit from what was explained to me in the video I watched about it.
Major players in the Fiends. That should make life safer for a lot. This here's where folks go when their luck runs out. Drifters up from the Republic, locals that can't turn a dime. If you don't have the caps to get onto the strip, well, I am a little short-staffed. Some people have gone missing from the camp lately. I haven't seen any signs of violence. I've also got Keith and his gambling to deal with. I know that skunk's cheating folk out of their savings.
Okay. Is D&D play the way you want to play? I will say this, though. You do have to have some kind of level of etiquette, by the way. I'm just letting you know that. I don't know if you know that yet. You have to have a level of etiquette with, hold on. But you have to have a level of etiquette when you're playing. So, like, don't be crazy. Especially if the other characters aren't being crazy. Like, you don't want a whole party of, like, people who are, like, good and doing normal good things, and then you're the guy always, like, killing everyone randomly. Because that really pisses a lot of people off. You know what I mean? So, be careful of that. Because that's, like, something that some people fall into the habit of doing. You know what I mean?
Keith's a two-bit hustler. He runs a gambling operation out of his shack. I suspect he's running drugs, too. I just can't prove it. Maybe you can find... Drugs and crooked gambling? I'm gonna go take Keith into custody. If you're interested in a little extra pay. Glad to have you. Let's go. Just stick close and follow my lead. Keith's a cowardly...
Gotcha. Okay. Just make sure, man. You know how you are. You know exactly how you are. Move faster. Slow. You're goofy, man. Ugh. My knees are hurting. I'm about to take a second. I'll be right back. I need to go put my food in the oven. I'm back. I'm going to. Let me put a timer on real quick. Let's put 16 minutes in. We'll go with 30. It's been about 30 seconds. How are you, Ben?
Keith, in the name of the NCR, I'm placing you under arrest for illicit gambling and the sale of unlicensed chems.
Fuck you, man. I ain't going nowhere with you.
Come quietly now. I don't want to have to hurt you.
Why don't you go cry to your wife then? Oh, that's right. She left your worthless stinking ass.
You son of a bitch! Hello. Something I can help you with?
I love this game. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna have to mark that to clip it. Oh my god. That was so funny. Um...
Well, that was a bit messier. Yep, I always warned him not to push my buttons. Here you go. I promised you an... Good to see you. Some people have gone missing from the camp lately. I haven't seen any signs of violence. I remember hearing some of the missing folks were doing business with Dermot and St. James. A couple...
The Legion better watch out now. Our Rangers are gonna turn the tables around.
Hey,
That sweetie sure is something.
higher death.
Hi there. Welcome to the West Side Co-op. It might not look like much. We started it a few years ago. I admit we had a lot of trouble at first, but eventually we got some help from Tom Anderson with the followers. We're finally to the point where the co-op members can start making money from sales instead of just breaking. Well, I've lived in Nevada all my life. Started out in New Reno, but headed down here as soon as I got the chance. If you can believe it, things are even worse back home. The whole city's still run by crime families. Used to be the Mordinos and Wrights. Now it's the Wrights and Van Graffs. Seems like things never got better. Anyway, that's all behind me now.
Fucking hell. Well, you missed a funny ass clip. If you want to go see it, go to the literal hour mark. It's around there. Like, you'll notice it. Give or take a minute on there. I'm telling you, funny ass, like, New Vegas moment. Like, Fallout moment. Alright, I've had a couple of them, actually. I should send you, the video. I have a video I clipped from when I was fighting some Deathclaws. Absolutely hilarious and shows absolutely how broken New Vegas is. How dare they? Why can't they just be, I don't know, robots? No waste.
Why are you talking to me, man? I'm trying to relax. I don't know a thing about no missing refugees from that era. Yeah, well, I must have heard rumors. And, we gotta go through this again? Me and Dermot work salvage. What do you even... Dermot knows how to work salvage better than any man I ever met. Doesn't go...
I will. Here. Let me go to my, my neck. Here, I'm about to send it to you.
Welcome to the Casa Madrid. If you got an itch needs scratching, you came to the right place. 3 flavors to choose from: Sweetie, Maud, and Jimmy. Sweetie's the house favorite for a reason. Maud is what you might call the discount rack. She's what a customer wears if he doesn't have the caps to afford Sweetie. Or Jimmy's more of a specialist. I look after the only reasons anyone would want to spend any. All Marco does is collect rent and take a small cut of my action. He sure as hell doesn't clean the... Most of my body is scarred all over, like a ghoul. Nobody around who'd want to screw that. We don't talk about that.
That tower on the strip, the one you can see for miles, I hear it ain't sealed up no more.
Alright. Just take the time when you get a chance. It's only a few, like 20 seconds, 30 seconds. Trust me, you'll get a kick out of it.
Hey, Tom Anderson. I'm with the followers of the apocalypse, and I help the locals in Westside grow crops.
The soil and the hot, dry environment don't make it easy. We've even got our own food store, the West Side. The co-op is comprised of West Side locals and run by Clayton and Tanine. They produce all of their own. I don't go looking for fights with them, but they don't have the best interests of people in mind. The bottom line for NCR is productivity and growth. Politicians back in Shady Sands are completely
You will watch it now. Because I told you to.
Hello, String. Old but spry, honey. So long as my back may not be as fresh as Sweetie or Jimmy, but pretty Sarah keeps me around for a good... That's right. Strange at first, having a woman. She's a good earner. Of course, she don't care who she sleeps with or what they do. I suppose he's okay for one of those. I suppose Pretty Sarah's got to cover every... Those boys been living here a while now. They sell salvage and do all right. That St. James is all over Sweetie every time he rustles up the caps to afford her. She says he's peculiar, but...
So, the only thing I can figure out what happened is, as you can see, Boone, who is my companion, so basically, that's, I don't know if you played Fallout New Vegas, but that's Coral Junction, and it's right here on the map, if you see. The reason that's important is because you start the game here, and you can go through Coral Junction and immediately get basically really close to Vegas if you just go straight up, right? But Coral Junction is full of death claws, like full of them, and they're probably the hardest monster enemy, like animal enemy in the game, right? In the entire series, probably, like in terms of animals. And there's like normal ones, I think there's about 10. Then there's adolescent baby ones, and there's about 6. And then there's an alpha and a mother who are all stronger. I had gotten on top of that crane to shoot them from a distance because Deathclaws are really strong. The thing is, your followers will not do that. They'll just die. Not die, unless you have the really hard difficulty on. That makes everything more realistic, where you have to drink water, sleep, and all that as well, or your character will die. But in this game, if you're on the normal difficulty, your companions will get knocked unconscious. After a while, they'll wake up. In that clip, though, Boone is running over there trying to kill one of them, and I entered VATS. Once is this right here, and as I did, Boone got hit, and somehow it registered Boone getting hit as me getting hit. That's why I clipped that. Was because I was like, that's so funny. Like, that's literally a fucking Fallout moment. Because Fallout has these kind of shits. Like, that kind of shit happen all the time.
We don't need the NCR. Hey, mister, looking to relax? Looks like you carry a lot of tension in your shoulders and upper thighs. I think I'd like that. Sweetie, who I am doesn't matter. I'll be anybody you need me to be. Half a year or so. The Cos is a dump and Marco's a pig, but Pretty Sarah makes sure I don't get hassled. I don't get as many customers as Sweetie or Maud, but the customers I do get always come back. She's an honest woman. Splits the earnings fair and keeps Sweetie and Maud in line. Minds her own business, too. She knows what it's like for people to go through things they'd rather not talk about. Pittance shirt.
Oh, no. That was not. Damn it. Stop clicking that. My hand. Yeah. I knew he was going to be a male prostitute. I think the old lady said something that almost assumed like something was wrong with him, and I thought he was going to be a ghoul. I thought he was going to be a ghoul, but I think the problem is he's gay, or he was part of Caesar's legion, so he was a slave. He was a slave, is what that means. That would explain why his outfit looks the way it does. Because he's got a fucking collar, weird collar around his neck. In Caesar's legion, they would put these exploding collars on you. I mean, but that happens in like a lot of Fallout stuff, though. So
The same robots on the strip? Hey, baby, what say you and me get a... I bring in the customers, and she makes sure no one gets rough. Sarah's good. I'm called Sweetie because I'm the sweetest piece you'll ever find anywhere outside of the strip. I got my start at the Gomorrah. Good money, but I saw how those Omeras hook girls on free jet, or slavery through a needle is what that is. I earn less out here, but... A client's got a right to privacy, so it'll cost $200K. Funny how I make caps every time I open. St. James's problems, that's for sure. Never wants me to say a thing or for me to move around either. Lately, he brings a teddy bear with him and props it on the bed like it's watching us. Not the worst I ever been with, but more a pervert than... Sure do. St. James is my #1 customer. He's a prospector who pays... I don't know why his friend Dermot chose to stay here. He's never been with me or nobody else. But St. James likes...
okay, I'll be right back. Sorry it took so long. Freaking, had to go get my food. And then my fucking... It's hard to explain, but my damn bathroom is leaking right now. There's like a weird thing above the tub that I don't know how to explain it. It's just really weird. It's not this like well put together thing. But there's a bunch of pipes there. Every so often they produce so much condensation from the pipes that it literally fills this thing that's above the tub up and starts leaking out. Alright, the problem is if when it starts leaking at the edge, it will leak onto the floor and not into the tub. So I had to go deal with that as well. I'm going to watch something for a minute while I eat. I mean, it's not, but it's one of those things that only happens so often. And when I say so often, like I think the last time this happened was like 9 months ago, so it's not that bad. No, I've seen that before. Oh, the bathroom thing? It's not something that can even be fixed, I don't think. What I think it is this apartment. I think it was poor designing when this apartment was built, and so it left these pipes here. So the only way to actually fix it would be to literally remove the pipes and reshuffle them around. So the main issue is the pipes are building up condensation, and then it's gathering on this plastic piece. The reason it's plastic is so they can get up in there and they can deal with it. They can take it off easy and then fix something if anything breaks in there. That's the reason it's like that, clearly. It's just every so often so much water clearly from the condensation builds up, and then it kind of overflows a bit. And once it starts overflowing, you know how liquid works, right? Where once a liquid starts, so for example, even if you have like a liquid in a container, if you give it an escape, say through like a straw, and you suck the water where it starts coming out, it will continue to come out if you put it in the right conditions. I think that's basically what's happening here. If you were to just replace that thing completely, you'd have the problem of water being in the walls rotting. Yeah. And these are old. You can tell they're old. It's one of those things. It's annoying, but just put some towels down. It literally won't happen again for like a year. We were going to move, but that's not happening anymore. It isn't, but there's no water in the walls rotting. I said the only other fix, like if they were just to fix it where it wouldn't do this little leaking thing, they would have to put up essentially normal like wall above, like it's more in a ceiling area, right? They would have to put up like a normal wall piece. But that creates two problems. One, the water has nowhere to go. I'll tell you why we're not moving in a second. One, the water has nowhere to go, but two, they can't get access to the pipes. So the best idea would be for them to redo the entire pipe system, but they would have to, literally everyone would have to be not living in a building for them to do that, though. So what I was saying about the water in the wall, though, is if they just put up a normal thing where it wouldn't leak like this every so often, you would end up with water in the wall, basically. We're not moving because my dad was recently diagnosed with cancer, and it's not really good. You know what I mean? They were told him at most he had 5 years, and most likely it won't be 5 years, is what it seems like. You know. So, like I told Shelby, I was like, well, we can't really move. It is what it is, man. Thank you, but it is what it is. But like I told her, we can't move because, you know, we're going to start going home. Because my dad only lives about 2-3 hours away. And we're going to start going home every weekend. Spend time with him as much as we can. Type thing. Yeah. It is. We'll see, though. I'm making a lot of plans of attack. My dad, he's made good money, but not really enough to really pay for this kind of stuff, like treatments and stuff. So he's basically opting out of doing any treatments at all. So he's not gonna seek any treatments, And he I'm kind of arguing against it type thing. I've been kind of getting stuff together. Oh, I didn't know that. I'm sorry y'all went through that. Dad, he's not really getting treatment, like I was saying. I'm going to try to make him get treatment. Like, I can't make him, but, like, the main reason he's not is he doesn't want to leave bills for my mom. You know what I mean? But I think I have some ideas, and I'm going to see about him getting some treatment. By the way, I'm glad your mom's doing well. That's good. With his, it's pretty bad. Let's just say that. It's not stage 4. It sounds like it's stage 3. But, like, it's growing on his liver. And it's growing on the vein. So, that's... By the way, I'm coughing because this pizza's made my throat greasy as fuck. Don't worry about me. I'm not upset or anything. I know it sounds like it a little bit, but it's literally the pizza. But it's growing on his liver in a way that will kill his liver, you know, eventually. And that's basically how they're saying he's going to die. I personally, like I told you, there's different, like I'm kind of doing all these plans of attack to try to tackle this because he doesn't want to do anything, but like I've kind of come up with ideas that could probably help him go into debt and not affect anyone. And then there's also the fact that like even if it did affect anyone, if it's his liver, right? My thoughts is, why don't we see if we have his liver removed? You know what I mean? Because from there, he could have, you know, one grown. Because there's a new treatment that was kind of literally, it's crazy. I read about it the week before he told us, because he told us like 2 weeks ago. And there's a new treatment where they can take liver cells and inject them into a lymph node, and they will grow into a functional liver. I'm going to see about him maybe looking into that, you know? And if not, maybe one of us kids give him part of our liver if we're capable of it, you know? But yeah. But because of that, every place we were planning on moving to, like that we were looking at, was about $400, $500 more. We just, like, I'm gonna go home every weekend. Like, it's gonna cost money for me to do that, and we just don't have the money to move and do that, you know? So, we'll have to put it off for a little bit, and it sucks because we really need to move. Oh no, I agree, and like I was saying before, I'm looking into things. He's basically submitted himself to it, but I saw him at the graduation. He came down, you know, we had a good day. But I didn't bring any of this up because I told him, I had talked to him during last week, and I was like, look, when I come down, we'll have an actual discussion about this, like a real one. And I'm gonna say my actual piece. You know, like, I let him talk. I let him say what he had to say, you know? But I'm me, and I got a lot to say too, so, like I told him, I'll let you say what you need to say, you know, kind of thing, because, like, he needs to be able to speak his mind, but I'm putting together a bunch of different things. Oh, damn it. A bunch of different things like that. One of the other ones I thought about was, he's worried, obviously, if he goes into debt, right? And then if he goes into debt, right, to pay for it, they can take stuff like the house, you know, his cars. But one of the things I was thinking about is like my little brother who's still in school is 18 now, you know. And I was thinking, why doesn't he, like, one of the things I've been thinking is, you know, why don't you sell everything to him? You know what I mean? And then you rent you rent a room from him type thing, you know, so then you're a separate family from him. And you're just living in this house, you don't own it. Type thing. And then from there, you can go into debt, and it'll have no effect on anyone. And the reason it'll have no effect on anyone is because while Texas is a communal state, it's not a communal debt state. You only share debts if you both signed on to the debt, or you both have, like, so if me and my wife buy a car, we both write our names, and they repo the car, You know what I mean? Like, I can be liable for the car. But if I take out a loan for something, but we have no shared property, then they can't go after that property. You see what I mean? And the loan just basically just never gets taken care of. But yeah, it's been a little rough the last week or two. Give me a second. I mean, he's fine. He doesn't understand that. Yeah, he doesn't understand that concept yet. And he's not super close with my grandparents or my parents. Not necessarily their fault. Just, he hasn't been like, he gets to see him like every few months at most. You know what I mean? And so, yeah. Fucking hell, man. This shit's rough. Like, me and him talked, and like I told him, it's like, and I know this sounds worse than what I mean. Like, them dying isn't going to bother me as much as my other siblings, because I tackled this issue within myself a long time ago. You know what I mean? But with the little one, now I feel extremely sad because he's being robbed of his time. And that's the part that's really making me sad. He's good in general. You know what I mean? Like, in general, he's really good. He's so smart, so, he's just so fun. Lately he's been playing Mario, and he's just gotten so good, like, at it. Like he's not great, but, like, he's doing movements that even I didn't learn how to do in, like, Mario until I was, like, you know what I mean? Until I was, like, much older than him. He's just been fun. He loves playing, like, on the Switch, all the Mario games, like, all the older ones. Like, off the, you know how on the Switch you have, like, the little app that lets you play Game Boy games, and then there's an app that lets you play Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, Game Boy Advance games, like those. He loves playing those games, like the Mario games, the old ones. So, it's just been so fun getting to play with him. And he's funny because, he has me play sometimes when he can't do stuff. And I'll take over. And, the other day, like a day or two ago, me and him were playing. Or actually, let me say this. He's been getting irritated with me if I play too many in a row. Like, if I beat too many in a row, because, like, we're playing Mario Maker. And if you click on the endless mode, you can basically just play level after level non-stop. Just go. And I'm beating, like, too many in a row, and he's getting mad. He's getting mad at me because of it. And then, not yesterday, but the day before, it was so funny because I was sitting there beating them, or he wanted me to do the level, but he wanted me to give it back so he can finish the level at the flag. Alright, and I didn't do that. And he's like, "You're pissing me off, Dad." It was so funny. Basically, last couple nights though, we've been having trouble with him because he's doing that shit where it's like, "Oh, I don't want to go to bed. I just want to play. I just want to keep playing." And it's like, no, it's time to go to bed. Oh yeah, it was so funny hearing him say that. Depends on what you mean. Like, he does play a lot of stuff, and he wants to play a lot of stuff. I don't know. Like, kids with iPads get a bad name, but take mine for example, right? He has learned more in 2 years with an iPad than I learned in 8 years. And I was a very intelligent kid. You know what I mean? He knows to count to 1,000. He can count to 1,000 by tens. He can count to, he knows concepts of like multiple thousands. He knows his letters. He knows his letters backwards. He knows the Russian alphabet. He knows the Greek alphabet. He's getting basic math somewhat. We got a little work on it a little bit, but we haven't really hammered that one too much. You know what I mean? Yeah, like, but the reason he knows this is because he likes to sit down and watch video after video of like, we like obviously sometimes he tries to drift towards stuff that's not educational, and we let him, watch stuff, but a lot of what he watches is like educational somewhat, and even when it's not fully educational, like a good example is he really loves Wildcrats. Once is a show, it's one of those PBS shows. It's got some real people, two guys who are brothers. They come out, they talk about an animal, and then they have an animated show about that animal, basically and they go on a big adventure, and the characters have like these suits that give them animal powers and stuff, and like the abilities of animals, and he's sitting there, and the whole show is teaching him about that animal and all the things that animal can do. He watches that shit religiously. He knows tons of fucking animals and the things they can do. I swear to God, he said something about an animal, and I was like, what? And so I looked it up, and it was literally something an animal was able, I don't remember what it was, but it was like he passively said something about an animal. And I was like, you know what I mean? Like, you know how like, is it called the Jesus lizard? You know how like a Jesus lizard runs on water? It was something like that where it's like, oh, the Jesus lizard can run on water. And you're like, what? So you look it up. That's not the animal he was talking about, but it was something along that lines where you say something really crazy and you're like, I gotta look that up. He learned that from the fucking show. He's so fucking smart. The only thing he's having trouble with is like potty training, but I think he's traumatized by it. He kept getting a rash, like he every so often gets a rash from like pooping. You know what I mean? But he also doesn't like he doesn't like take a like poop a lot. What he'll do sometimes is he'll do like this little, basically sharding a little bit, and because there's no smell, there's nothing to indicate that he did, he'll sit there and get a rash. I think that has traumatized him because that's the only thing he's having trouble with. So smart, man. And I can hear the fucking water leaking. I was gonna say, and we went to that, graduation. He was a little at the beginning, 1 week before it started. But once it started, he was so into it, and he was like clapping whenever everyone else clapped. He was so good during it, and I was so proud of him during it. He literally, once it started, and we weren't just sitting around doing nothing, dude literally was into it the whole time. Excuse me. Be right back. I mean, I'm not going to say he's not 100% like that, but he is. He does have that in him. Like, we were having issues with iPad for a while. And so, we essentially, it was a mix. We got rid of his. Hey, we've kind of tried that. It doesn't really work. Like, that's what I'm saying. I think he's somewhat traumatized by it. We've tried giving him chocolates, rewards. It just, none of it's working. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I feel like we're making progress though, but it's just, it's nowhere near where I think it should be. You know what I mean? To what I was saying about Nate, he had an iPad. We put it away. We had a like almost like a family iPad, and it got messed up. Like the screen like randomly had like a chip come out of it with glass. So we're like, oh, you can't be touching this, you know. So he hasn't touched that, and for a while that was an issue. He's lately been trying to have the same issue I said, like with games, and so every once in a while he tries to have the same issue with her phone, right? Like my wife's phone. It depends. Like in general, we don't give it to him all the time, but sometimes, you know, we'll let him play on it and watch those educational videos, like we said. And then sometimes he's just, you know, he's just a kid. You know, kids sometimes they get upset when they're not getting their way. You know. Like he's been pissing me off a little bit last few days because he started telling me whatever whenever I'm talking to him. You know what I mean? Like if he doesn't want to do it, he'll start saying whatever. And I'm like, you better watch your fucking mouth, kind of thing, you know? Yeah, it's starting to piss me off, actually. I'll get back to it in a second. I'm going to watch something real quick, like 2 minutes. I'll be right back. I do believe it is a spinoff. I think so. By the way, the reason I think it's a spinoff is because the two guys in the Wildcrats were also in Zaboomafoo. So, and Shelby has mentioned that they're connected somehow. Okay, I'm back.
I do have his spare key, but I'm not sure if he'd like it if I let you in there. Oh, don't you dare play that game with me. Fine.
Baby Eldrizzy. Baby Eldrizzy. Baby Eldrizzy. Baby Eldrizzy. Show me what the world. Oh, shit, that's so funny. Okay. That's probably for the best. The way I have my monitor set up, so I got the monitor I'm playing on that I'm looking directly at. I got my side monitor, and I have it Twitch, YouTube, and then right under YouTube, Kick, and then my streaming app all the way on the side. The one I can see the easiest is Twitch. I have to really turn my head to look at YouTube and Kick. Well, thank you. If only I can get it where every time someone comments, I hear a sound, I would appreciate that, but I can't ever fucking do that, so. Everything I tried, I didn't get it to do that, so. Here we are. Pro of the pro.
Those fiend junkies over at Vault 3 been taking some hits. I say kill 'em all.
What the hell just happened? No. So, you can set it up like so. For example, whenever someone comments for the first time, my thing goes off. Most of the time, it goes off, and it allows you to hear it. But the problem I would say is sometimes it doesn't work, and then sometimes it does work. But I kind of want it to go off every time someone comments. That way, I can hear them. You know what I mean? Like I can hear the person, like hear the comments. You know. Because sometimes I've had people, like yesterday, I had someone come in, comment, 2 or 3 comments. I didn't even notice because not a single sound played. And they commented those like within 2 minutes, and I look over a lot, but there's moments where something's happening in the game and I can't look for like a good second, you know? Where the fuck? What is going on here? Gotcha. Freaking, I was thinking about the other day before I have the current internet I have now, but I would try streaming and it would be so fucking bad. I didn't even realize it until a few times after that, because it seemed like it was streaming fine, but then it would be like, oh, it's the most broken mess at all. Like, I was playing through like Halo and none of that footage is usable. Like, it's up, but it's not usable at all for anything. It's so bad. So, I use Sparklight, and I get, I pay for basically, God, how much? I know for the download it's a gig. It's 1 gig for the download, and like, God, it's a high amount for the upload. Sparklight. Let me double check I'm saying it right. Sparklight, yeah, like spark and then light. It's 80 for me. It's $80 for their service. I pay for a gig. It used to be a different company. They rebranded like 4 years ago, 5 years ago, something like that. It sounds like they weren't the best company before, but currently they're like every other internet provider we use was shit compared to them. And while there are problems every so often, it's been the best so far. And motherfucker, like, I'm not getting a gig, but I'm getting like 700 megabytes. You know what I mean? So like, I'm like, and by the way, when I say that, I expect not to ever get the full. I've never once got a service like a internet provider and got the full fucking thing I paid for ever. It's just something I expect now. You know what I mean? It's got to do with hardware and location and people using, you know, all that stuff. But they're really good. $80. I pay $80. And before, I think my upload was literally, I think I was getting, hold on. Let me do a speed test. I think I was getting literally under a megabyte, maybe 1 megabyte before. And now, so on my phone right now, while I'm streaming, I got 300 megabytes, and then I'm getting 40 megabytes upload. You know what I mean? That's while I'm streaming. So that's very, very, what's it called? Good. Because, like, half, I know.
I'm glad Mean Son of a Bitch is on our side.
That's with me streaming. So if I wasn't streaming, it would be like 700 up and like 100, or 700 download and like 100 up. You know what I mean? So like, it's really fucking good. I mean, I don't know. So to me, don't get me wrong, that is slow, especially compared to what I have now, you know? But I remember being in Afghanistan and getting 200 kilobytes per second download and getting nothing upload. Getting like 10 kilobytes upload. So like, I agree with you, right? But yeah, I don't know. Like when you tell me something like that, my brain just goes back there where it's like, damn, I wish I had that when I was deployed. You know what I mean? And by the way, the speeds that were normal then was like 40, 50 gigabytes or megabytes at the time for like high speed. So like fast internet exists. Well, you can't really buy internet. Like the government doesn't pay for it. So like you had to buy from local, like in Afghanistan. Like you bought from actual companies in Afghanistan, and that's all they had. Like obviously stuff like the unit, like our equipment, when we used the internet, it was different, right? But we're using specific types of internet that like you can't just put your phone on and download from like go to Google on, you know what I mean? Like that's not the same thing. So like when you're deployed, you essentially set up a special type of internet specifically for running operations, but you can't communicate. Like you can't communicate with other stuff. Like you're on your own like kind of network. You're like separated. You're isolated, internet wise. So that was a lot faster. It wasn't the best, but it was a lot faster still. But yeah. And here's the thing, I was the movie guy, so I was the one constantly having to download movies and distribute them to everyone. but it kept my ass out of trouble. I got to get away with tons of shit because I would get stuff for people, you know? I'd get the movies, TV shows, you know. Good example of this was we would get Rippets, and you were only allowed to take 2, but like our guys kept getting unlucky because, you know, the way things were. And because they kept getting unlucky, I would go in there, get stuff, leave, come back, get more, and just do that for a while. And I'd get like 30, 40 of them, put them in my mini freezer. And then I'd just dough them out to my company every so often. That shit kept me out of so much trouble. My first sergeant literally let me get away with so much shit because I basically was constantly hooking them up with shit.
Have you found out what happened to the... Let's see. A bear. Yes. This belonged to the little girls. And this ledger. I know these names. Nephi and Cook are major players with the Fiends. Dermot and St. James must be working with them. Thank you for your help. I'll make sure those sick bastards get what's coming to them. Here.
Yeah, it was. Basically. 100%. I used to download specific movies, or like if someone wanted something specific, I'd get it for them, you know. I should have probably charged, if I'm being honest, because I was paying for the internet, you know. But I was nice, and I was like, yeah, I wanted to help my guys out, you know. What was I saying? But these guys, yeah, like, yeah, I'd get them like a specific movie, that kind of stuff. Or if new movies come out, I would download them. Like, was it The Force Awakens when that came out? I downloaded that for everyone, and we all watched that together. If I remember correctly, when the original Deadpool movie came out, I watched it in Afghanistan. Let's see, pump station over here. Ugh, my shoulder's killing me. I mean, if you got friends, because I know you said you've been playing D&D with a group. If you got friends, send them my way. I'll hit them with the like, comment, subscribe. There we go. Open up. That's fucked up, man. What the fuck was that? I mean, a little bit. Just a tiny bit. What the fuck just happened? Like, scratched my fucking... my foot. Leave the memes to me. I am the meme king. Give you some examples. Here's one for you.
Those imbecile Twitch chatters think they've outsmarted me with their pathetic moves. Shit happens, you know.
Oh, you think that's good? Listen to this one. Yeah, I know, I made that one.
And prepare to shit your pants.
You'll like that one, I bet. By the way, I made all these. I made these specifically.
That wasn't my mistake. It was my general's fault for not understanding the genius behind my moves. Well...
Ugh, my fucking shoulder's killing me, man. I didn't make them for him, but he was streaming. I found it absolutely hilarious, the video. And so I took parts I liked and I made memes out of them for me to use. I have them on my stream deck. I can just hit buttons and play them. So here's one.
They listen to us.
Here's another one.
Oh my god, are you crying?
No, it's just raining.
Got one.
Avenge me, brother! Brother, avenge me! Mutant.
It's one of my favorites. Is the Warhammer ones. Oh, I know. I have tons. Like, okay, here we go.
Mutant.
Death to the furry. Hey, remember. I want you to always remember this. For legal reasons. I want you to always remember this. Technically, if you're a civilian, you're not bound to the Geneva Convention. At all. Oh my fucking god. Ooh, look at the slime. It's so slimy. Oh my gosh. What are we gonna do? Oh my gosh. Hey, hey. Stop it. Look, World War III is about to happen, and we're about to get a new list of Geneva suggestions, damn it. Yeah, we're about to get a new list of Geneva suggestions when Canada steps to the plate in World War III, so calm down. Citizens can do what they want. By the way, do you know about that? I only learned about that a couple of years ago, where basically Canada is the reason we have the Geneva Conventions. Oh, that's not good. A bolt roller. Okay. I only learned about it like 3 or 4 years ago. The damn food one is diabolical. Do you know about the food one? Okay, okay. Utterly diabolical. Give me that Volt 34 jumpsuit. Wait. No, I don't. Are you saying to the food one from Canada? Don't leave me hanging, man. Okay, so basically Canada... Hold on. Hold on. So basically what Canada did was they, to their enemies, they would throw them food. And they did that for a while. And then every so often, instead of throwing food, after they had lured them into being complacent, they would throw a live grenade. And so, it would just kill a bunch of people that were running to get a chocolate bar. Because I think that's what it was. They would throw chocolate. And then, instead of throwing chocolate one day, they would throw a grenade. Yeah, it's fucking nuts. I'm gonna leave the vault for a second. Ah! From basically what I've gathered is Canada is super nice until they go to war, and then they're literally like, we're gonna do every horrible thing ever. They're gonna write new laws for the things we did. It's just like, Jesus Christ, Canada, like, come, calm the fuck down, my guy. Hold on. I know, right? Fucking wild. There's a guy I watch from time to time. You've probably seen him. He's been getting kind of mainstream popular. He's a guy, he, what the fuck? He does videos, about military stuff, type stuff, like what it's like to be in the military and stuff. You know what I mean? He kind of got really mainstream, like, attention because he made a comment about stop saying, this guy I'm talking about, yeah. He's called Mandatory Fun Day. Alright? And, he kind of got, like, mainstream attention because he made a video where he's like, look, he's like, I have 4 daughters. Stop apologizing to me that I have 4 daughters. Right? Like, I like being a boy dad. Like, you know what I mean? Like, or not a boy dad, a girl dad. He's like, I enjoy it. And he's like, oh, I like this. This gained a lot of attention because, like, you know, it's like, you know, it's about being a parent, you know. Fat electrician? What are you talking about, fat electrician? What the fuck are you talking about? Mandatory Fun Day isn't fat. At least I wouldn't consider him fat. He's a lieutenant in the military. He can't be fat. Yeah. And I know lately he's been talking about he's made a bunch of skits about that incident involving the Houthis attacking our boats several months ago. And it's so funny because from what I've gathered from him and a bunch of other people is essentially them saying that it's like, oh, if you touch the US's boats, you're going to okay. But if you touch the US's boats, you're going to get what's the word? You're going to get fucked up by the US. Yeah. Dude, so much so that in other videos about shit, I hear people use that phrase, just touch our boats, motherfucker. Just touch them. See what happens. And I'm not even talking about videos that he put up. I'm talking about videos like I saw one the other day. There's a guy I watch. He, I think he's mainly a TikToker, but he just puts his videos everywhere. He's so funny. He's always just so plugged into what like people are like concepts and things. And he made a video recently about he made a video recently about how basically being like, I don't even like America. Well, but he's like, when you hear cold speech, and he does like he does this video, right? This guy I'm talking about, where he's listening to like that speech. It's like, listen here, if you fuck with us, someone else will raise your children for you, right? Saying like, we'll kill you, and your children will be left. This was a military guy. This was a speech. In the video, he's like turning, like his eyes start glowing, and it's the joke he's making is that when he hears a cold, badass speech, the American in him awakens, and he's like, like turning on, like the Americans turning on, and in that video, people were like, touch my fucking boat. They're like, touch my fucking boat. And I'm like, this isn't even the same fucking audience. How did you end up here? It's so funny. Yeah, that oil one's funny. Fucking hell, man.
Sorry, Pearl sent word saying it's all right. A long time ago, long before the war that killed just about everything that ever lived, a bomber crashed. A bomber was a flying contraption that could drop explosives down on anything it flew over. But anyway, moving on. This bomber crashed down in Lake Mead, pretty damn near intact. When we got to Nellis, see, I found this article in a magazine all about it. There was another B-29 around here, part of a museum. Couldn't fly, but had a lot of spare parts, see? Get where I'm going? Since I was a young man, I've dreamed of raising that lady from the lake and bringing her back to life. What do you say? Simple. Attached it. Here is a remote detonator. Once the ballast is attached... Maybe you don't understand. Hasn't been one of us, not a one. You come along with your knowledge of the outside, and it seems that... Good. Here's the deploy... Might try holding your breath, if that doesn't sound good enough.
Okay. You have a good night. I'm gonna go to bed soon myself. Probably gonna only be up another 20 minutes. But you have a good night. Boom boom. Peace. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Hungry for grub?
If you can't keep that thing under control, I will.
Make my day, mutant.
Morning.
If you can't keep that thing under control...
So you're the outsider. Lived your whole life out there, huh? Wow. I always thought you savages probably spoke a different language. Me? I work with Loyal. Mostly Loyal's a great man, but he's getting on in years. So the man knows how to fix and build just about everything that was ever made. What I could use is some scrap metal. It may not sound exciting, but around the other thing, you being from the outside and all, well, I guess you... That must be nice, sharing yourself like that, not being... Oh, you can't miss her. She has short red hair and she's... You'd really talk to her for me? What if she feels the same way? What if she gets blown up? What if she does... Oh, jeez. I better just let... That would be amazing. Have you seen her? You said... Like I said, I just need some parts from a pressure cooker to create a hermetic seal for the... That's a brilliant idea. I can put... Here you go.
I will.
McLafferty's a hard boss, but she knows what...
You should go talk to Blake or Alice. They handle... I watch all sorts of things with my binoculars. Nice-looking blonde boy? I always wondered if you... Ugh, I've just got to meet him.
She's doing. That's for sure.
You have done well to earn the trust. Loyal. Well, she's with those traitors? They've tried to contact us before. This presents a bit of a problem. Jack isn't allowed to leave Nellis, and I doubt she would make it through. I suppose Jack deserves a chance at love. You can... Do not make...
I'm happy you came along. You are the answer to our dreams.
Have you seen her? The redhead of my dreams? She does? What happens next? Can she come here? How do we make sure she doesn't get blown up? Should I talk to the gunner? Here, take this boomer outfit. I'll let the gunners know she's coming.
With Caesar out of the way, we'll assert our rule over the territories.
Hello again. How's your... I was hoping you would. What's... There's one more thing. I have a work contract with the Crimson Caravan, and if I walk... Could you do just one more thing for me and talk to Alice McLafferty about it? I know if I do it, she'll just say no.
The Legion better watch out now. Our Rangers are gonna turn the...
Welcome back. Ah, yes. Her infatuation with a boomer she's never met. It's a small camp. She's aware she's breaking her contract, which is undoubtedly why she sent you to talk to me. Janet is free to leave, but she forfeits the wages she's owed. That's the price of contract breaking. Being sentimental is not how I made the Crimson Caravan so successful. Janet will be paid what...
Have you spoken with McLafferty yet? That's great. I can't believe you went through all this trouble.
I can't believe we may see the super fortress built in
I
my
still
lifetime.
can't believe how you ran through that artillery barrage. I can't believe we may see the super fortress built in my lifetime.
you doing? Hey there, mister. Mr. Cuddles is my teddy.
Hello. It's great to finally meet you.
Hi there. It's great to meet you as well.
I'm glad you made it out here. You're even more stunning up close than you were at a distance.
And you're even more handsome up close. Do you think it'll be okay if I hang around here for a little while, so we can get to know each other better?
Of course it would. I'll have you set up with some quarters with some of the other women.
Thank you for getting me here. Jack is a great guy.
Thank you for getting Janet to Nellis.
I am going to go to sleep now. I will be back tomorrow. So, see y'all then. Anyone that watched and liked, comment, subscribe, follow, do the works. We'll see you later.